SportsToday.com. A look into how a local school district is preparing students for their lives after high school. And tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela are rising as the president ramps up his war on drugs. Plus, a senior official gives an update on how long troops could patrol the nation's capital.
And if y'all thought Tuesday was hot, get a load of what's coming our way today, Wednesday, and tomorrow, Thursday. Triple digits are looking likely. But if you don't like the heat, rain is in the forecast and a front this weekend. All on the weather coming up.
And Victoria's Lady Titans battled the St. Joseph Lady Flyers last night. We'll provide you the full highlight stats and some interviews later on in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and good morning to our A&M Victoria Jaguars. Right. Tomorrow they're going to have a celebration in downtown Victoria from 6 to 9 p.m.
It's going to be JagFest.
It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be live music and a lot of fun to be had there for the Jaguars.
Oh yeah, I heard about all the activities y'all are going to have. So y'all have fun, but also have fun with a little hint of caution, because it's going to be a little bit hot out there. So we're going to look at those temperatures here in a second, because before the heat gets here, look at this. We got a beautiful sunrise coming over us this morning. Actually, I'm gonna get out of the way. Look at all the colors out there. Got some pink, navy blue, purple even. But if y'all gotta go out the door, hitting the roads this morning, I want to let y'all know, even to go see the sunrise, it's a bit warm and humid. Dew point is matching the temperature of 72, bringing us 100% humidity this morning, which you know what that means. It means we have a little bit of light fog around the crossroads. Not dense, I'm thinking, because we have a little bit of mixing in the air. So just be careful if you see any of that on the roads this morning. Otherwise, be more careful with the heat today, because as soon as whatever fog is out there said and done, the sun's coming out to heat us up. And I'm thinking about a degree hotter than yesterday. You can see lots of us hit the upper 90s yesterday, some of us even in the low 100s. But it'll be a degree hotter, I'm thinking, today, thanks to this sunshine. You can see how clear it is all across beautiful Texas. But if you don't like the heat coming away next few days, we have a front back in the forecast this weekend, and you can see it right there, right in the northern states. And that'll be coming our way because of Hurricane Lorena right there in the Pacific. We'll look at that later, I promise, because if you're sending your kiddos out the door this morning, it's going to be just like it is right now, warm, sunny, and humid, and we'll have a hot afternoon. Those details next.
Breaking overnight, Russia launched a sweeping air attack on Ukraine. Residents of Kyiv carrying mats and sleeping bags rushed to metro stations across the capital seeking shelter. The attacks came as Russian President Vladimir Putin attended a military parade in Beijing. Ukraine's Air Force said it downed 430 of 502 drones and 21 of 24 missiles launched by Russia overnight, adding that 3 missiles and 69 drones struck 14 locations. The city of Yoakum has issued a boil water notice after a water main break caused the system pressure to drop. Until further notice, residents should boil water for at least 2 minutes before drinking, cooking, or brushing teeth. Bottled water is also an option. Vulnerable groups like children, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems should also be especially cautious. City crews are working on repairs and will let residents know once the water is safe to use again. Because of the boil water notice, all Yoakum schools are closed today. Victoria ISD superintendent says she's ready to build on some strong scores from this past school year. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with her about what's next.
Superintendent Sheila Collazo is working tirelessly to ensure her students' future. Their college, career, and military readiness and graduation rate are both sitting at an A+. With college readiness, the focus is on SAT and ACT scores, as well as enrolling in dual credit courses.
Having A's across the board on the CCMR side for the district and all campuses, and on the graduation side for the district and all campuses, is truly a celebration, and it's a tribute to the hard work that goes into keeping track of every single student in VISD.
Collazo says she expects children to perform at a high level and wants to challenge students to enroll in more dual credit classes so they can be prepared for college.
My motivation for college readiness is very simple. We have the option for students to earn these credits while in high school, and Victoria ISD assumes the bill for those courses. We pay for them.
Collazo says students should be given the opportunity to excel and perform at a high level. Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
The community came out Tuesday for the Salvation Army's Love Beyond Banquet. This year's fundraising event honored Bishop Brendan Cahill of the Victoria Catholic Diocese. The keynote speaker was Chris Harris, a martial arts Hall of Famer, motivational speaker, and author. Our very own 25 News Now anchor Don Brubaker had the privilege of opening the event, which brought the community together to celebrate compassion, faith, and service. Other guests included co-chairs Bill and Barbara Posey and brother Gary Moses. The U.S. launching an attack targeting drug traffickers, now causing tensions to rise with a South American country. Here's ABC's Lionel Moyes.
President Trump has released this video saying it shows the U.S. military attacking a speedboat in the Caribbean suspected of drug smuggling. He says the strike in international waters killed 11 people tied to the Tren de Aragua gang, which Trump claims operates under Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time, and these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela.
The attack coming days after the U.S. sent 8 Navy ships to the region to combat threats from drug cartels. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, heading to Mexico and Ecuador to focus on immigration and crime, was asked whether more attacks like this are expected.
No one should be surprised. That's why they're there on a counter-drug mission, and they're going to continue to operate. As far as specifics and future operations, I have to refer you to the Pentagon on that.
Observers saying the move could be an attempt to undermine Maduro's regime, hurting profits from the drug trade. Maduro has threatened to respond to any military action with an armed fight. Meanwhile, back in the U.S.,
if the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it.
The president's immigration and crime crackdown now focusing on Chicago. Trump vowing to send in the National Guard, saying the feds are going in.
Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country.
Illinois' governor pushing back.
I'm aware that the President of the United States likes to go on television and beg me to call and ask him for troops. I find this extraordinarily strange, as Chicago does not want troops on our streets.
A federal judge ruled just yesterday that the Trump administration broke the law when it deployed National Guard troops to Los Angeles this summer in response to immigration raids. The judge accusing the administration of trying to create a national police force with the president as its chief. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
A senior official says National Guard troops deployed in Washington, D.C. are expected to have their military orders extended through December. The extension is intended to ensure benefits for service members, since Guard members typically do not qualify for military benefits unless they're on active orders for more than 30 days. The White House would not confirm the expected extension. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock up here. It is 6:38 on our Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. From anticipation to action, students experience a landmark moment on campus.
Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse are in Washington, D.C. today, set to speak out as officials here face relentless pressure to release the full Epstein files. I'm Christiane Cordero in Washington with that story coming up.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, you heard me say it's going to be a bit of a scorcher out there today. So coming up next, I'll tell you just how hot I think it'll be near you. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Weather Wednesday. For your Wednesday, the rain is pretty much all said and done, and the sun is back. So if y'all saw rain yesterday, I hope y'all enjoyed it, because we're going to be a bit hot for the rest of the week. And actually looking at who saw rain yesterday, some of us got super lucky and saw as high as 1.25 inches of rain. That's down there in Aransas County, but otherwise, Lavaca County, south of Hallettsville, y'all saw about 1/2 inch of rain. Everyone else, maybe a few hundredths of an inch. But coming away today, like I said, it's the sun, not the rain. Chances for rain today are at a low 10%, so I think you'd be pretty lucky if you see that today. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at a lot of sunshine today. On your future tracker, 9 a.m., real sunny. Noontime, also real sunny, so make sure you got your sunglasses packed for today. Otherwise, in the afternoon, for the entire afternoon, we'll pick up a few passing clouds. We'll still be mostly sunny, and we'll also pick up that rain chance to, like I said, 10%, maybe to see 1 or 2 showers out there somewhere this afternoon that I cannot guarantee you'll see. I can guarantee you'll see the sun, so stay safe and hydrated. Otherwise, overnight tonight, clouds will stay mostly pretty clear, actually, and that'll let our lows drop into the low 70s. I think it's 73 tonight. But the beaming Texas sun today, I'm thinking a high of 98 here in Victoria, maybe even 99. That's about 5-6 degrees above where we're supposed to be this time of year. And looking at everyone else, 9 a.m. in the morning, looking at low 80s for everybody, low 90s at noontime, and in the afternoon, thinking that everyone's in the upper 90s. Some might even be near 100, so please stay safe. And it's only going to get worse for the rest of this week. And also, something else that's going to get a bit worse for the rest of this week is pollen. So make sure that y'all are staying safe and make sure you're taking your allergy pills for the rest of this week before rain and a front clears us out this weekend, and that's coming up next.
The St. Joseph Lady Flyers last night competed at the Flyer Dome, where they compete against the Victoria East Lady Titans. Both teams come in kind of different records, but the Flyers would get the victory in this one in 3 sets, winning 21-18, 25-17, and then 25-21. The Flyers would get some big production last night from top hitter Jordan Johnston, who had 14 kills, and Maylee Montgomery had 12 kills and 4 digs for the Lady Flyers. As for East, they got big production from Lily Rather and Camry King, having 12 kills in combined as total there for both of those two players. And after the game last night, I talked to star seniors and Jordan Johnson and Zoe Henning about their thoughts about last night's action there versus East.
Shaky at first, but we always pull through as a team. It's always good. So yeah, I think we did pretty good, and it's good overcoming West. So I think it was a good outcome.
I think just what was working tonight was everybody knowing where they were going and trusting each other. I think that whenever we ran our offense and our defense, that everybody knew, oh, I have to be here, you go there, and everybody was just working together. We were like a machine.
Now, both Johnston and Henning look to make noise at the Fast Tournament in Houston on Friday, while Victoria East will host Industrial at home this upcoming Friday night. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse are in Washington today, speaking out amid a bipartisan push for the release of the Epstein files. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest from Washington.
This morning, a group of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking survivors are set to share their first-hand accounts of abuse, many for the first time, as officials face relentless pressure to release all files related to the Epstein investigation. The group of women met with the House Oversight Committee for more than 2 hours yesterday. House Speaker Mike Johnson was among those who described the meeting as heartbreaking before releasing 33,000 pages of Epstein-related documents, the vast majority of which were already public. And now Johnson refuses to allow a House vote that would compel the Justice Department to release the full Epstein files.
It does not adequately protect the innocent victims, and that is a critical component.
Fellow Republican Representative Thomas Massie has filed a petition trying to force that vote to happen, accusing Johnson of caving to pressure from President Trump.
I think he thinks he can just make this go away by telling people there's nothing here. The problem is this is bigger than him, and he can't make it go away by saying there's nothing here.
Trump, after campaigning on the release of the Epstein files, has since downplayed its importance. He said last month he's in favor of full transparency.
I'm in support of keeping it totally open. I couldn't care less.
Democrats are calling on the administration to follow through.
Donald Trump has the power right now to release all of the Epstein files and documents. Right now. The DOJ is refusing to release the documents that have been subpoenaed.
Massie noted he doesn't think the president is implicated in the files, but believes he has rich and powerful friends who are, and vows to get enough support to force a vote to release all the files. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code on your screen to take part. We want to know, should all Jeffrey Epstein files be released to the public? 81% of you saying yes, 14% of you say no, and 5% of you say you're unsure. Thank you for taking part in our viewer poll. 25 News now has confirmed the death of Calhoun County Precinct 1 Commissioner David Hall. He died in his sleep early Tuesday morning at the age of 54. Hall began serving the county in 2017 after a career as a sheriff's deputy. Judge Vern Lisi described him as a seasoned leader who cared deeply about his community. Over his 9 years, Hall played a key role in projects like the county's centralized dispatch system, beach erosion education, and even upgrading local playgrounds. He leaves behind a wife and children and a legacy of service in Calhoun County.
It's just a shock. Calhoun County lost a strong leader today. But in saying that, we have a lot of strong leaders that are right behind him and going to carry on his legacy. We're going to continue, but it's not going to be easy.
Judge Lisi says he and Hall were two of the longest tenured members of the county government. Wednesday's regularly scheduled meeting is still on. The county will have a picture of Hall at his usual seat. Lisi says the county hopes to have a plan to fill Hall's seat in the coming days. Tuesday marks a historic moment for higher education in the Crossroads. It was the first day for Texas A&M University Victoria students. Interim President Dr. James Nelson says everything is running smoothly, with students finding their classes and the administration keeping things on track. First-time freshman Gavin Flessner from Cuero says he's excited about the change.
Because it'll encourage more kids to probably come here if they for a specific subject, because since it's now under A&M's name.
Some of the new courses of study coming to the campus include agri-science and aviation. The time is now 6:48 on our Wednesday morning, still to come on Sunrise. Millions rely on a popular cosmetic product, but experts warn about a hidden ingredient under scrutiny. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Miss Harvey. Happy birthday, Grandma Harvey.
Oh, happy birthday, Miss Harvey. And Charlie Sheen is celebrating a birthday today. The 2.5 Men star is 60 years old today. Happy birthday, Charlie. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Just click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, it is now just about 6:49 on our Wednesday morning. Happy birthday to Scott, and happy birthday to you if you're celebrating one today.
That's right, happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm sure a lot of y'all saw the 7-day forecast a few moments ago, and you saw the heat is coming back our way for the short term, upper 90s, maybe even low 100s, so y'all please stay safe and all that nonsense. But if you're not a fan of the heat, you saw in the long term going into the weekend and into next week, we have a cool front. It's back in the forecast, and it's the same thing with rain chances for the weekend. All that will be coming from the tropics, actually, and it's not coming from the Atlantic, if you'll believe that. In the Atlantic, we do still have a tropical wave out there with chances of development over the next week. Actually, I think the Hurricane Center just recently upgraded it to 80%. But good news for us is that's not going to go anywhere near U.S. mainland. It'll actually take a near similar path to Hurricane Aaron, going way out into the deep Atlantic. But what is going to be coming actually our way is this, not Hurricane Kiko that will be going towards Hawaii, but Hurricane Lorena, which actually formed about a couple hours ago into a hurricane with winds right now sustained at 75 miles an hour. But you'll notice the track, it takes a hard right turn as we go into late this week and into the weekend time, and you'll see, it's good news, it's going to dissipate as it runs into the mountains, the Sierra Madre Mountains and the Rocky Mountains. But as it moves over the mountains, all of that moisture is going to stream over the mountains and into Texas, bringing our rain chances back to 50 and 60% for the weekend time. But it will also slingshot the front, which originally I thought I wasn't going to pass through. Now it's looking like it will, because that system will come off of the mountains and winds behind that will slingshot the rest of the front that's stalled on North Texas through us. For Sunday night, we might be back in the upper 80s. We'll look at all that and more later on Sunrise.
A health story making headlines. A chemical used in nail polish is being banned in Europe because of health concerns. That has many Americans asking, should it also be banned here? ABC's Morgan Norwood has the details.
It's a billion-dollar business. Nail salons with millions of Americans getting their nails painted on a regular basis. But this morning, some raising questions about a possible health risk after the European Union banned a key ingredient found in many gel nail polishes, citing the potential for harm. Studies in animals have raised concern about the chemical known as TPO and its effect on fertility and reproductive health.
This ingredient, TPO, has been found to have negative reproductive effects in animal studies. To my knowledge, there have not been controlled trials in humans, but due to the concern in animal studies, this is what inspired the caution.
TPO remains unregulated in the U.S., but the American Academy of Dermatology recommends against getting gel manicures.
TPO is already a concern because it's a contact allergen that causes allergies in some patients.
TPO causes the polish to harden and gives nails that glossy shine when exposed to UV light, a process known as curing. The Professional Beauty Association telling ABC News this is a regulatory restriction on a single ingredient, not a ban on an entire product category, and that TPO typically represents just 1 to 3% of a cured gel system. The EU has historically taken a more aggressive stance on chemicals and cosmetics, often banning substances that pose even a theoretical risk to human health before studies are done on people.
And again, the research so far has only been done on animals. In the meantime, dermatologists recommend trying hypoallergenic nail polishes that are TPO-free. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A win for the Trump administration after a Tuesday ruling. The details after the break. A win for the Trump administration Tuesday as a federal appeals court ruled against several nonprofit groups. The court found that the Environmental Protection Agency was in the right with attempts to reclaim funds and terminate $20 billion in Biden-era climate grants. The grant recipients will likely appeal Tuesday's ruling. We've all heard of tornadoes and even fictional sharknadoes, but Tuesday's eruption of Kilauea created something pretty rare. The USGS live stream camera caught a whirlwind kicking up loose ash along the active crater, causing a volnado. The USGS says volnadoes are caused by a mix of hot and cold air. Kilauea's eruption's 30-second episode sent lava fountains up to 500 feet into the air. Cracks in the road, craters in your commute, potholes are more than a nuisance. They can damage vehicles, drain wallets, and frustrate drivers. We're taking a closer look at the worst ones. Yesterday we found these at Redwood Drive and Mistletoe Avenue. Show us the pothole or potholes that are putting a bump in your commute. Email us a photo or video at staff@crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a final look at a beautiful sunrise with Parker.
That's right, Carolina. We got a nice pretty sunrise coming over us this morning. You can see that with all the colors in the sky, pink, blue, purple, even a little bit of yellow with that sun glazing off the clouds over there. Starting out the day, 73 degrees in Victoria, so warm like we always are, but also humid because the dew point is matching the temperature. And that means 100% humidity. And that means we have a little bit of light patchy fog, kind of patchy in nature around the area. So just be careful if you're hitting the roads this morning. I think the fog should be pretty light, not thick today. But today, boaters and fishers, not looking too bad of a day to go down to the water. Mostly smooth waves. Water temperature 91 degrees in Matagorda Bay with a high. Accompanying that, 97, add 1 degree for uncertainty today, maybe even 98 today in Port Lavaca, add 1 to Victoria, 98, maybe 99, and the same thing in Cuero, 99, maybe 100. So y'all please stay safe in the heat. That will only get worse for the next few days, and then the rain and the front finally get here this weekend.
All right, thank y'all for being with us this morning. Be sure to join Shauna, Don, Maclovio, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Make it a great Wednesday.